It's that coaster guy here, and we are going to be talking about some pictures that have been released today about the Kings Island 2020 coasters. So this could be a very interesting little revelation that's come out. Is we now have an official layout and kind of what the queue area is going to look like. So we're going to take a look at that. On your screen, you will see the first image is kind of the station, and the first image is of the station, and clearly we know this is some type of hyper/giga coaster. It would make sense, based on the information we know, that it's going to be a giga coaster, like a Fury 325 or something like that. However, I think it's going to be even bigger. I think this thing is going to be approaching 400 feet tall. 400-foot giga coaster would be real fun to see. Now, and the reason why I say that is the layout, as you'll see in a bit, isn't all that intricate. It's a very out and back layout with kind of like a big turn on it, with kind of like a helix turn on it, but you'll see that in a second. And so the big thing here is going to be the speed and the height. And I think we could see a first chain lift driven coaster that goes 100 miles an hour here. But back on the first image here, we can immediately see that this is a hyper/giga coaster based on the train design and kind of the way that the station looks. It looks like a very modern station, which kind of fits in with the X sector kind of area of the park, which we know it is, and I'll show you more proof of that in some later slides. So, on your screen right here, you see a picture kind of the layout of the ride. As you can see, like I said, it's not the most intricate coaster on the planet. The entrance is kind of over. If you can see immediately, the coaster directly to the bottom of the page is Racer. And Racer, like you can see, that's the, I believe, blue Racer track there that comes out toward this Giga coaster. And as you can see, the entrance area, if you can zoom, we can't really zoom in, but as you can see, is toward that Flight of Fear building, which is kind of that grayish kind of thing over to the top left of the image, or not the top left, but kind of on the left-hand side of the image above the racer tracks. So I have a feeling that long line that goes straight out and then makes a slight kink toward that turnaround area is going to be the lift hill. And I think there's probably going to be something like a speed hill there. Can you imagine taking a speed hill at almost 100 miles an hour if this thing's really 400 foot tall? That would be great. And then it'll twist down there, make a really cool turnaround. And then one thing I like is after the turnaround is it runs back straight, probably doing some up and down camelbacks, is you're going to kind of have like this upward helix. Now, I'm expecting this to be something kind of like Shambhala's turnaround. If you don't know what Shambhala is, it's at Portaventura in Spain. And that kind of turnaround will be something really to watch as we keep going forward, because I think that's what we're going to see with this ride, is a Shambhala-like turnaround. Then there's a slight turn to the left, and then you're going to go into your brake run. Downside so far from this image is it doesn't look like a very intricate layout. But the upsides are, I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of airtime, and it really fits that 400-foot mold that we're thinking of right here. So on your screen now, we have a close-up video of the station area of the ride. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the Firehawk queue. The original Firehawk queue is actually going to be used for Flight of Fear, as it looks like in your bottom left, because on the bottom left you see Flight of Fear and its queue line. So it looks like they're going to connect that. So this is going to have an entirely new queue area that's going to be kind of where the old Firehawk exit was. The exit of this ride looks like it comes out actually where the entrance was, and that they might turn the old Firehawk photo building into a food building, according to this. All the queues are on the inside of this loop area from the brake run, I'm guessing. It's going to have a brake run, then turn into the station area. And you're going to see all the switchbacks in there. And like I said, the exit kind of runs down directly to where Firehawk's switchbacks were. So the entrance and exit paths are kind of flipping from what they were on Firehawk. And all the switchbacks are indicative, the amount of switchbacks are indicative of a 400-foot giga. This is the final image I have here. And this is kind of a more close-up image of the area around the ride itself. There's a couple of warehouse buildings, and then, as you can see, the queue line for Firehawk or the original queue line for Firehawk is going to be used for Flight of Fear, according to this image, so that's kind of cool. It might already be, for all I know, but this is a little bit different because it has the queue line going across that path and into the new building from what it looks like, so that could be a big change here between the original, the image before this and this image, so I'm not exactly sure what they're going to do here. But with the amount of switchbacks that we're seeing and just overall the amount of beefiness that this ride's going to have, I think it's quite reasonable to predict that there will be a 400-foot Giga Coaster here. And that since it is an X sector, it will be either named Orion or Polaris, the two copyrighted names, even though I think the Beast Unleashed is a much better name. So with that being said, this is That Coaster Guy signing off.